Hey there, everyone. It's been a good while since we've done this particular format where we just actually go straight through a book and record it. I'm Adam, and, well, you asked for it. Kind of. A slight
Mhm.
majority of you did.
I'm Greg, and I'm the one that asked, and I'm the one who asked for it as well. I'm happy, very happy.
I'm Mrs. Dobson. I have no idea about this, about like the game this is based on. I've never played it. I only know maybe 2 or 3 characters. And I mistake it for Mortal Kombat all the time.
Randall's here, but he's currently communing with the astral plane, it sounds like.
Hey, oh, I'm here.
See?
I am here. Anyway, and we like Mrs. Diopsid, I have no idea about Street Fighter. I've seen the movie and I thought it was funny, but I have no idea what the video games are about other than fighting.
That's about right.
I never even seen the movie, so I'm going in completely blind.
I at least cheesed the second game with E Honda, so I know a little bit. It's something about busting up some super drug cartel / secret organization in Southeast Asia.
The only thing that remains consistent about this entire series is we've got a collection of absolute fucking weirdos that increasingly stretch the term fighter more and more as they all punch each other for various reasons.
But since it's run by Capcom, they have pretty good music. I listened to some of that stuff. So anyway, check out this glorious original cover from the OG game. We were originally going to do 20th anniversary, but I didn't have that. I found this in the septic tank of my computer, and, well, here it is. I love Broken Neck Cammy.
Mexican Paul Blart back there.
I don't know who that's supposed to be. He
I
looks
don't
like
know
Stryker.
either.
Yeah, I for some reason
He looks like
I get
Mortal
the feeling-
Kombat 3 Stryker.
I get the feeling
What
that is
is
supposed to be either the movie's version of E Honda or Birdie.
Wait, what is with Cammy's tits? She really needs a better bra.
Oh god, they're like twisted.
Well,
You
you
also
go to Shadowloo for a boob job. That's usually the result.
You also like how Blanka's arm is almost being used as a boob rest.
Oh, I didn't even see his reptile arm. Oh, is that supposed to be Vega in the back there?
Maybe
that Guyver-looking motherfucker in the back.
Maybe.
Isn't he supposed to have like really long hair?
He's also supposed to have a very different mask, but who knows? Let's get into this, and
you can tell the timing of this because you can see the World Trade Centers in the back.
Oh my god! Oh, I didn't even notice that.
1994, everyone.
And if you can tell from the art, it's pretty clear they were inspired from the movie.
Also, don't this is the year. This was written in the year 1994 when Street Fighter ruled the arcade.
Oh, good. Phil Bricato's on this.
Oh no.
Saterman, the guy who wrote Changing Breeds.
We've also got Richard Thomas doing the art here.
And he's the only one.
Mm-hmm. So get ready for more. Well, I mean, there's also colorists, but yeah. Richard Thomas is the head of art direction. There's plenty of other people doing the arts, but
only one colorist.
Yeah, only look at the name. Let's jump into this. And since 2 of our people here, honestly 3, don't know shit about this series, let's at least go over the prelude.
All right, so we're going to go to the prelude with horribly Super Saiyan 3 Blanka. I've much like the watercolor style here.
Pretty good.
I do think his chest hair matching with his pants doesn't work too good.
Oh god. No. Oh, I didn't even realize that was hair there.
Remember Blanka was raised by like monkeys, I think.
No, it's dumber.
I know in the movie he was a super soldier.
They changed it a bit, but long story short, if you're wondering why he's green and why in the game he has electricity, he ate electric eels, and that's why he's green and he has electricity.
Makes sense.
Wait, what?
He
It's
ate
Street
eels.
Fighter,
He
don't
ate electric
question it.
eels. He ate electric eels.
Prelude, the rebirth of honor with I think that's supposed to be Long Feng or Dong Long. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
The
that's
only thing I
supposed to
will
be
say is
DJ.
that I'm pretty sure the person who did the art here is also the same person who made the Mortal Kombat, like one of the original Mortal Kombat comic series.
Probably.
Yeah, it does kind of look
Something
like
that.
Mortal Kombat more.
I like how they just put a random circle here.
Fight! The master cried. In case you're wondering, I don't think this has any. These record are not. These are all completely original characters. I'm fairly certain.
All right, so basically Jackson was circling a new opponent. He's been working with this old man for years. And the style of kung fu they are doing is snake style kung fu. And it's just talking about how the fight is going on. Oh, here's a great line. Too many hamburgers, Mr. Jackson. The master chuckled. Slows you down.
Yeah, that's about Street Fighter's writing quality. So I can say this: they nailed the feeling in the sense that the writing is on point.
Determination knotted Jackson's face. His arm was going numb. Had the master already begun teaching the boy the dim mock technique? Oh yeah, that fucking scam style martial arts. This is back when it was not completely outed as a scam.
Is this like a McDojo?
Oh no.
It-
Dim mock is this type of scam art where you use your inner ki to literally destroy enemies with your mind.
Yeah. Oh, mind you,
Oh.
the
You
following
touch 'em
pages
once.
will include Spanish ninjas.
So anyway, the small child is still fighting Jackson. They're still fighting. And apparently there was like a delayed anime style I beat you before you already noticed. Because he punched a small child and now he's rolling on the floor in agony and seizing. And the master brushes Jackson aside to look at the small child. And
You went too far.
key fixing. Yep. It was wrongly timed. Use this incident as a lesson to the consequence of the improper use of the dim mak touch, aka the bullshit martial art of you poke a dude and they fall over.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? You remember those like fat like 30-year-old dudes who claim to train in China that like poke you and you fall over?
Yeah.
That's what dim mak is.
Oh God.
Pretty sure Steven Seagal uses it.
He doesn't, but there's other losers that do.
Oh no, it's another one of those fake martial arts.
Difference is in Street Fighter, it's real. You can Hodoko no Ken people. It's pretty great.
You can literally shoot fireballs with your mind.
I'm not questioning it. I'm just pointing out that dim mak is a scam.
Oh yeah, but mind you,
Yeah.
also remember this is all taking place in Spain.
What?
Oh yeah,
wait, what?
They regularly mention that the Castilian, they regularly mention Castilians and Europeans.
Yep. If you go down, you can see the Spanish ninja and his coterie of bodyguards.
In case you're wondering,
Oh,
no,
no.
that is not Vega.
It's a character.
Who's this
It's an
fuck?
OC. It's an OC that's based on
no.
Vega.
Oh no. But Vega. Wait, Vega's mentioned down here. I think.
Well, he's a part of Shadowloo, and they're Shadowloo.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything about this shit. So...
Long
Shadowloo
story
is
short,
like the drug cartel.
this is the whole
Okay.
point of the prelude, from what I've been able to determine, is just an example of what a campaign would be like if you wanted to make your own original characters. Like this is the sort of
This would
plot
be
you
like
could
your
have.
This is the origin story of an OC.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the Spanish ninjas surround Blacksploit. Oh my God, the the tiger claw technique. Look at it.
Also, this is just because how he's drawn, but doesn't he look like he has scales on his skin?
Well, he's
Yeah,
part of the
kinda.
snake school, remember?
Yeah, I know, but like due to how drawing there's like a pattern, like there's like a pattern shape across the skin, so it looks like he has fucking scales.
He spent
Oh,
17
God.
years in the Sonic Military Academy.
Flying tiger comes out of
Figure-
his cave. That's basic
Also-
tiger kung fu.
Also, for the record, the Spanish ninja is called De Aragon.
Oh, of Aragon, yeah.
Arag-
There are plenty of
Ye-
tired bullfighters in Spain who jump at the chance to become more like Vega. Always Vega. The Spaniard spat as he said the name.
Also, in case you're wondering, this Spanish ninja killed the old Asian man, the Mockmaster.
Yeah, and it's up to Jackson with his hamburger typhoon typhoon kick to beat him. I don't know where these circles are coming from, by the way.
I don't know, but do you like how the final circle shows that apparently he defeated him with his big toe?
He defeated him. He defeated him by kicking him in the dick. By the way, this is actually stealing from Fist of the North Star. There's an actual technique that Kenshiro uses that requires the use of the big toe. So
course.
he literally is stealing from Fist of the North Star when he does this. There's even the expression "Omae wa mo shinderu nani."
And suddenly he also gained a pimple for some reason.
Well, yeah, he uses the inner key to destroy him. Your legs
Yeah,
will never move again. Your killing days are over. I'll kill you for this.
I'm gonna call the police. Don't run anywhere. Boom!
Jackson said as he walked off the floor, just rubbing it in.
You haven't heard of Felipe de Aragon or Shadowloo?
Wheelie, legs no feely. Jackson
So
calls
in
back.
essence, the prelude is the story of a black man who beat a small Asian child, then murdered and then crippled a bunch of Spanish ninjas.
After his master got killed because they wanted to learn the art of a scam kung fu. Although it's not a scam in this setting, it's actually like legit.
And then we've got this. It's just a picture of Cammy.
It's just a 90s portrait of Cammy, probably actually given to them by Capcom. There's actual background text for some reason. No idea why. Oh god,
No,
is
I
it
think
because
that's-
they're lazy? Did they just use a different, like, from an earlier
Maybe.
part?
I don't know. But here's the first quote from our general antagonist. Fool, I but clutch my hand and the world trembles. My agents are everywhere longing to do my bidding, fighting each other for the right to serve me. You think you stand a chance before my Shadowloo army? Even if you somehow defeat my servants, you will still have to face me. And no one has ever defeated me, and no one shall.
Who says fa?
And then from our great protagonist, words cannot protect you against the inevitable hand of justice. Fight who you will, corrupt whom you may, you will not stand before me when I put an end to your tyranny.
I just can't get it.
Grandmaster Street Fighter.
I just can't get over the name Shadowloo.
That's the name of the criminal organization, yeah.
Terrorist group /
Slash, like, ruler of a tiny Asian country.
It sounds like a knockoff Star Wars planet.
It's more like a knockoff Cobra, but yeah.
Yeah. So, from the forests of Sri Lanka to the windswept crags of Scotland, from the back alleys of Las Vegas to the jungles of Brazil, street fighters gather to prove their fighting prowess. Driven by revenge, glory, honor, or desperation, these men and women pit their combat skills against the best the world has to offer. Beneath the pall cast by the worldwide crime cartel Shadowloo, these blacktop samurai strive to return honor and respect to a world of corruption and senseless brutality. Welcome to the world of the street fighter, where danger and adventure, glory and excitement are yours for the taking. And basically it expands on the video game of the same name.
Also, as I mentioned just right below this is a storyteller system game, which just as a funny little thing, as our loyal fans might know, as we've gone over other storyteller titles before, this is completely compatible with quite a lot of other storyteller games. Systems.
So if you really want to punish a player with a joke idea, you could actually have them get their shit wrecked by Akuma.
Yeah, if they feel really proud about their vampire that they built up to be like this big badass who don't take shit from anyone, just drop Blanka on them.
Yeah. Or if you really hate them and just want them to die, you just sick Akuma on them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and what? Now here's some. I just have to read this. Storyteller games are like imaginary movies that you create with your friends. These games allow you and your friends to become larger-than-life heroes and have adventures in impossible the real world. Games like Street Fighter have shared stories. Each player has a single ongoing story. One Street Fighter player assumes the role of a storyteller. This is important. The important part is this. Storyteller games are creative outlets and fun ones at that. The interaction and cooperation found in storyteller games are hard to find anywhere else. Storytelling brings a whole new dimension to classic Street Fighter characters. What are Blanka and Ken when they aren't fighting? Does Ryu have a boyfriend? Does Ryu have a girlfriend? Sorry.
Don't they actually kind of expand on that? Because isn't Ken like a playboy or something when he's not kung fuing?
No, he's not at all. He's actually a Silicon Valley tech mogul
I knew he had a lot of money.
with a loving wife at home. Does Ryu have a girlfriend? No.
No, it's only kung fu.
Does Chun-Li have a boyfriend? No.
She wants to get that revenge off her chest, but no.
No, even when it's over, no.
Too driven.
What would an honorable Street Fighter do if they saw Crime in Progress? Who the fuck know?
Kick their ass!
Honorable Street Fighter.
It depends on how they're feeling that fucking day.
Yeah?
What if someone important to you them is captured by Shadow? Of course, it's murder everyone.
Yeah.
These questions and more are yours to answer. Nor are players limited to the role of world
I don't know
warriors.
why we're reading these, because it's basically how does
I know. I
work?
just felt the fact that they felt like they had to make that they had to like ask the questions. What does Blanka and Ken do when they aren't fighting? Does Ryu get out?
Doesn't Blanka like hang out with monkeys or something and like goes full Tarzan in the woods?
He typically actually he found his mom. He found
oh yeah, little
found his
Bill.
mom
I
in
think
his-
his name's like Billy, and like his
Billy,
parents fucking they come out of a helicopter and they hug him, and he begins crying in his win.
His ending's hilarious.
It's great.
But yeah, I just had to feel like we addressed that, like that's apparently a question this game wants you to ask. What is Ryu? Does Ryu use Tinder?
No, only kung fu.
No, he obviously uses Bumble.
Only kung fu.
Okay, anyway.
Remember when a storytelling game is like an adult version of the games we played as kids? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Adult. Yeah. So it's just sometimes dumb to just see how they try and explain this to people who have never played a RPG.
This person just found this in I don't know, a crater, like in a meteor fragment.
Goodwill. It was in a box of books they got for at Goodwill for like $5.
Like imagine a cop that just recently cleaned out a drug lab, and they find this copy, and they've never actually played a game of.
Oh God! The next page. We have to go to the next page and look at the art. I know the fucking true that was. I know that fucking image. The fucking Blanka there. That's fucking sketched from the Hulk.
Yeah. Beautiful copyright
amazing.
theft. Cautionary note, it probably goes without saying these games are movies of the mind, not live action exercise. Don't actually kung fu fight in the streets, kids.
No, do it!
We at White Wolf want to stress that we do not advocate you actually using physical combat in this video game.
Could you just imagine a Street Fighter LARP?
I'm just envisioning like this overweight mall ninja goth chick like kicking an old man in the head.
Yeah, wait a minute. The White Wolf fans are really known for their big LARPing thing, so why haven't we seen any street fighting LARPs?
Because every time they start, they go to prison.
Who would have thought showing up? Who would have thought showing up as the street fighter who carries around grenades would get me arrested?
How was I supposed to know I'm not supposed to bring a fucking brass knuckles to a Street Fighter LARP?
Hmm? How was I supposed to know that wearing this bladed gauntlet would be a bad idea? Anyway,
Oh,
except
God.
yeah.
No,
I walk around in my military fatigues with a pistol and I get arrested. What?
Anyway,
God damn it! I wanted to talk. I just wanted to say, imagine the devastation that would happen with a Street Fighter and a World of Darkness LARP crossover. Like
They're part of
a
the
bunch
same
of
universe in this setting.
like a bunch of fat mall ninjas fighting a bunch of fat mall goths would be fucking hilarious.
Yes.
I've learned the way of the assassin's fist.
The one guy just shows up with a katana, gets gunned down by a mall cop.
The Street Fighter world.
However, Street Fighter is a sheerly imaginary pastime. Don't act it out, okay?
Real life martial arts have a lot to recommend: fitness, discipline, self defense, and purpose. Street Fighter doesn't. Don't act it out, okay? And as shown by this picture, White Wolf is telling you not to bite people in the shoulder.
Or maybe they are. It's kind of sending mixed messages here.
I
Anyway, on the
just
next
realized
page,
that, God, imagine a Street Fight LARP that also played Wraithathut gone horribly right.
Oh, God.
Street Fighter the world. The Street Fighter storytelling game supplies the essence for exciting lessons. You supply the imagination. In this book, you'll find the setting for the Street Fighter world, combat arena, audiences, the fighters themselves, and how you do it. The rules covering action and out of combat. A complete character creation system. So yes, you can in fact create. You can do the me creation on the me create your own fighter like you can in the great.
Hey, remember how you used to be able to create a fighter in some fighting games? Yeah, here's how you do it.
A full and also the full statistics of all the original playable characters. So yes, like in fact, you unironically could drop Blanka on your Vampire 5th edition game for some reason.
Like if you really hate your mages, you could just stick Dalsim on them to teleport behind them and yoga fire them behind their back.
Or if you're feeling really fucking comedic for some reason, the local hunter gang can pick up a strange ally in a very tall black boxer who got kicked from the ring for killing someone in the ring.
Yeah. There's all sorts of potential here.
Yeah, martial arts, maneuvers, story ideas, etc. Yeah, just story ideas. But the most important thing is how you can make these fucking things.
Yep. Also, high stakes. That's a story. There's also ideas that help you if you're not the most creative or your brain no work. And then they give you like this mental exercise, trying to make you imagine you're there about to get your teeth kicked in by like Balrog.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
So here's I think another official Capcom piece of art that they were given.
Chun-Li.
Also, there's text behind there, so I think maybe there was a printer error or something when they made the original book.
No, I think this is just a bad scan of it.
It could be bad scan, or it could be the pages are so thin that it just looks like that, even with a good scan.
It's kind of hard to tell. Regardless, the setting and once again, this is for people who don't know about Street Fighter.
That's literally all of us because I was a Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah, I kind of know this thing. Anyway, there's this long explanation about what Street Fighters are, but the real thing of it is Street Fighters are literally any schlub who just showed up at the tournament. Like Blanka is like by any record. Yeah, Blanka is just a literal fucking wild man who got flown out of Brazil. Dalsim isn't even a fighter; he's a yoga teacher.
Yeah, he's a yoga teacher that just wanted the money. I think, yeah.
He wanted to help his village. Yeah, Cammy is quite literally an Interpol agent.
Didn't they change it so that she was actually like a Shadowloo sleeper agent or some shit?
No, I gotta say, Chun-Li's Interpol. Cammy was her thing's always mixed up. But long story short, clone. Don't ask. This gets complicated.
Also, I like how they're apparently heroes when in reality, like, who are the heroes of this world? There's none. None of them are.
They are only heroes in the sense that typically
they're stopping a drug cartel terrorist organization.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just because Bison just likes inviting attention to himself. It's not They weren't. Most of them weren't searching for him. They weren't trying to
They're
stop his
heroes
evil
by
plans.
accident, and they're trying to write them like they're heroes. Like this is a good versus evil. What?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you can do that story, I guess, if you want, but it's. It's not, if you want to use the original, if you want to use the champions, no. Speaking of which, we move on to the World Warriors themselves, and let's go to let's go from A to Z, which there is no A, so we'll start with B. Balrog. Balrog was
Don't
a
you mean
former.
Bison?
No, they're two different guys.
Actually,
No,
that's the only other fun fact I know.
They changed the name. They changed. Long story short, the three villains' names all got changed around in the conversion to America, due in part that they were afraid that Mike Tyson was going to sue them
Because Balrog the boxer was
is a large
Bison the
black
boxer.
heavyweight boxer who was known for being an extremely dirty and round out fighter.
Yep. Basically, he grew up dirt poor. He's literally just in it for the money.
Mm-hmm. When he got kicked out for breaking too many bones and maybe killing a few people, he just went to criminal work. A rags to riches hero, yeah. Sure.
Hero. In his own words, I'm literally just in it for the money, man.
Blanka. It doesn't really get into it because I don't think they even gave him much of a backstory before this. But essentially, small 8-year-old he's Tarzan. Like literally, 8-year-old child got stranded in Brazilian jungle, where he ate electric eels that gave him electricity powers and turned him green.
To give you an idea, yes, the Street Fighter movie did it better.
But anyway, Cammy, British Special Forces, who is also a clone. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Chun Li, Interpol agent who has a personal thing against M. Bison for getting her
Killing
dad
her
killed
parents,
in
yeah.
some way. Also, she is the most well-known fat material from this franchise.
Yeah, I feel like even people who don't play Street Fighter all know who Chun Li is. Just from,
Yeah,
like,
I know. I felt that's why I felt like I had to mention it. DJ, he's actually kind of a funny thing. He's a renegade Jamaican who does the Adam. You may Randall, you might be able to touch him. The dancing fighting style that was picked up by Brazilian and Caribbean slaves.
Cappy, it actually has it in the fighting style section right here.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's essentially what he's.
Yeah, but that's what they describe. Well, that's the thing. They give it to Blanka for no fucking reason. DJ's the capoeira specialist. Blanka is just a wild animal.
The closest thing he has to a fighting style is slash
Rampage.
and roll. Roll. Oh no! Don't forget roll.
He knows how to rampage and fight like a monkey. That's how he fights.
And a certain blue hedgehog. Dulcim, literally a yoga master.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
Yoga
He fights with the power of yoga.
But yoga is just like stretching and stuff.
Yoga, but no, Miss Diopsid. Yoga in Street Fighter, true mastery of yoga allows you to live for like over 100 years,
teleport,
be able to levitate, teleport, stretch your arms out, and more feasibly, and breathe fire.
Jeez, like those basic bitches in yoga pants can breathe fire in this world.
No,
I mean,
you have to train in the mountains.
Only true masters of yoga.
They have to train on the road of ultimate before they get there.
Next up, we've got not Bruce Lee with Fei Long, famous kung fu action star from Hong Kong. He does all his real stunts, and in fact, the only reason he joined joining the original tournament was because people started saying he was fake.
Literally, Johnny Cage's fucking backstory.
In all fairness, this came out first, so.
You sure about that?
Really? Or at least the full-on backstory for it.
Again, you're sure about that? I thought Johnny Cage was in the first game of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but I think Fei Long was also in the first Mortal Kombat.
Fei Long was never
not
in Mortal Kombat.
Not Mortal Kombat Street Fighter. Now you've got me doing it.
There was no. The first Street Fighter didn't have him in it, actually. The first
Yeah.
Street Fighter, no one played because it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. You just crouch down and uppercut. That's how you win the game.
Yeah, because it's jank. I've seen gameplay
Anyway,
of it. E
thing
Honda,
which
this is the guy who
one
I
you know.
learned how to cheese early.
The one you know.
Yeah,
He
you hold a
slaps
button
people.
down and he hits you a lot.
He slaps people a lot. He's also has no personality. His life is sumo.
His life
That's
is
it.
eating himself to death. No,
And
that's Dudley.
exercising.
Isn't Dudley the fat British guy?
No, Dudley is no, that's Birdie. Dudley is someone else. No, he's not.
I don't know nothing about
Yeah, it doesn't
anything
matter.
beyond the
And then we've
segment.
got Guile, Mr. Sonic Boom.
The guy whose theme goes with everything.
All I
Sonic
know
Yeah,
is,
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
also he says, "Go be a family man." That's all I know
Yeah,
about him.
That's
Also,
funny.
in the movie they fused. I think the guy he lost was Charlie. They fused him with Blanka.
Yeah, he's angry that he lost Charlie. Then we've got Ken, who is quite literally reused literal palette swap.
Yep.
Except white. In which Ryu, master, essentially the vanilla bitch boy of Street Fighter.
All he cares about is kung fu.
Mm-hmm. Also, his kung fu is quite literally the Force because it has a light side and a dark side, among other things.
Yeah, what was it called? The Hado?
Assassin's Fist more or less it translates to. I don't feel like going into its name. But yeah. Then we've got Sagat. He represents the Grandmaster of Thailand. Essentially, he was the big bad in the first game, and canonically, what happened is that he beat him within an inch of his life, and then Ryu quite literally did a crouching uppercut so hard it tore open his chest and gouged out an eye. And Sagat decided to join the terrorist organization to get revenge.
Because I'm mad now.
Yeah. Then we've got T-Hawk.
Native American wrestling techniques.
He literally can fucking he can literally glide.
His style is said to have been taught to him by a great hawk spirit.
Yeah. If you're wondering, there's
his tribal lands were taken away through the machinations of shadows.
In case you're wondering, this character hasn't been used in a while.
I wonder why.
Fuck.
Vega does not use Savate. I know what Savate is. He doesn't use that. He's an acrobat. What? No, Savate doesn't require you to jump around like a crack addict and fly.
Yeah.
Savate's literally French-style kickboxing. That's all it is. It's boxing where you kick people in the dick.
Yeah, essentially he's
fuck off.
Spanish. This is where, if you're wondering, those Spanish ninjas were. They're kind of based off him, Vega.
He's a literal bullfighter, which means Vega's a ripoff of Don Flamenco. He's a ripoff of Don Flamenco.
And of course, we can't forget the fighter who came out the time when the Soviet Union was still a state. Zangief.
The one who aged the worst, besides T-Hawk.
Except he was much more beloved, because he was actually funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally... what's the name of that Russian wrestling style? That... I forget it. There's this Russian wrestling style. Zangief specializes in that.
He wrestles Siberian bears for his.
He wrestles
for his
grizzlies for fun.
I mean, if you made Zangief in the modern day, I suppose he'd just be a crocodile addict. Like dress up in like a jumpsuit.
And then, of course, we've got M. Bison, the big bad guy. He breaks every rule in that he doesn't have a fighting style. He's literally fucking magic.
Yeah, he has psychic powers or something.
Yeah, it's not even... No, it's not psychic. It's psycho. Like the word psycho power.
He can read the mind of world leaders.
I'm gonna get into some deep Street Fighter lore. Essentially, he's Doctor. He's part of the fucking backstory of Doctor Doom And among other things, he ripped out all of the goodness in his heart, and it got turned into a woman. So M. Bison is quite literally pure evil. But if you're going based on what the cartoon says for why he does all this, besides power, he believes that he's the only one that can save the world from global warming.
You killed my father and destroyed my village over global warming. Yes.
Yes.
So he's really just Al Gore.
I'm just envisioning Al Gore in that fucking uniform using mind powers to like
Fly.
JD's trying to shoot him.
Also, he can fly. Among other, he can fly. Turn himself into like a cannon. Oh, also
JD
he
shooting
quite
at him,
literally.
and then you have
Mhm.
Ron Paul looking at the viewer going, "This is the future you chose."
Also, as an even bigger joke, as
And
a
he's
bigger joke,
dressed
as I
as
mentioned this
Ryu.
thing, he's quite literally a lich in the sense that he literally ripped himself out of his own body and essentially turned himself into a pure energy being that just kind of inhabits flesh. Yeah, it gets fucking weird.
He has diplomatic immunity in the eyes of the law of many governments because that's how that works. They watched Lethal Weapon, the bad guy from that one sequel.
Diplomatic immunity. Anyway, goals. Every Street Fighter has a goal.
Punch good. That's their goal.
Guile. For Guile, it is the death of his army buddy, Charlie, which he will continuously scream about in game. Honda, which is to
And they
prove
actually
that
give
Sumo.
like a paragraph, like an essay's description of Guile's war trauma.
Jeez.
Honda. He wishes to prove to the world that sumo is not, in fact, a fake and gay combat sport.
But it isn't.
It's real. Yeah, Zangief. It can be used in real fighting. It's not just like ceremonial. Zangief wishes to prove Mother Russia is strong.
Hey, remember when he does the Cossack dance with like Gorbachev?
Yes.
That's his victory. He does the Cossack dance with fucking.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, that is
I am!
If you look up in his original Street Fighter 2 ending, it literally says he literally gets congratulated by the premier himself, where he and Zangief and all of their guards do the Cossack dance in front of the Kremlin.
What?
Oh my god!
Remember, Street Fighter 2 came out in at least 1991.
Yeah.
The same year the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yeah.
Blanka wants to show the world, the world outside his jungle. I don't think he even knows what that is. I think what happened is M. Bison just kidnapped him for fun.
We need a wild man. We need also. I just
So it's like I heard there's a wild man in the Amazon. Get him
So
for
he's
me.
like one of the.
Speaking
What
of
if
which,
he's
Adam,
like,
I decided to confirm something, and yes, I was right. The original Mortal Kombat came out in '92, and this came out in '91.
Fair enough.
wait, so
Yeah.
like what? So like Blanka was like one of those like part of like one of those uncontacted like people.
He was a small
it
child that got lost from his parents and
Well,
grew
good,
up feral.
good. So he doesn't gonna die of influenza immediately.
So I'm just
now-
envisioning M. Bison's like, we need a freak show fight. Get the wild animal man from Brazil.
And then, of course, you've got people with even less motivation. Vega, he likes killing. Balrog likes money.
Oh, by the way, T-Hawk fights to save the land of his people, the Native Americans. Not even the tribe. They didn't even give him a fucking tribe.
Yeah,
No.
I think that was for the best.
Honestly, it wouldn't have been that hard. Just be like, yeah, he's a Paiute or whatever.
No, he's supposed to be. He's supposed to from later sources. He's supposed to be like near south in New Mexico.
So he's supposed to be like Navajo or Zuma.
Who knows?
Zuni.
Anyway, let's move on to the fighting styles. Boxing, classified by Balrog, makes sense.
Yeah. Favorite American sport: devastating punches to knock. It's literally just punching. it doesn't go into details. Actually, there's a little more
Blanka.
rules to this. I just want to go a little bit more. Also, Blanka's not the master of capoeira. That's DJ, I think. Anyway, boxing, you're not allowed to go below the belt, and I believe knees are allowed. Maybe I don't remember.
It's limited, but especially since this is Balrog. Balrog uses
Balrog
dirty
gives no
boxing.
fucks. Yeah.
Let's put it this way. In later games, in the first game, his big super move is just one megaton punch that apparently he killed a fucking elephant with. But his second most popular move is slamming his foot down on your foot, headbutting you, and then punching you.
So he fights like Aaron Ryan.
I'm surprised they don't give him an elbow or two.
Or in this case, Mike Tyson.
I'm surprised they didn't give him an elbow move.
Well, those are just part of his normal foot fighting techniques.
Oh, good. So anyway, capoeira. This art was developed by Brazilian slaves forbidden to learn fighting. The slaves said they're practicing and they're dancing. Blanka is not. No, Blanka, he just kind of rampages his way through combat.
Mm-hmm. He only encompasses capoeira in the sense that it looks wild and crazy. That is it.
Yeah, his fighting style is literally hit with stick.
Yeah. Well, it's not even hit with stick, it's hit.
Hit with fist.
Claw. Now this one, kapabadi, yoga. An art the manipulation of the body. It relies on mysticism and the extension of one's kicking and punching range.
By the way, this is like a Tai Chi master trying to claim that they could take on like a Muay Thai boxer and then wonder why.
If you're wondering, in this case, Felsen literally becomes Mr. Fantastic if he wants to.
Also, any form of yoga style arts like Tai Chi do not work as actual martial arts.
Yeah, but those ones can't breathe fire. Oh, speaking of which, look at this wonderful art of Chun-Li.
Yeah, I was wondering when you would notice that.
She looks
kind of looks like she's squatting down like a poop.
She looks constipated.
She's about to shit her britches because Blanka's about to rampage his way towards her.
Next up, Kung Fu.
Which one? There's millions of variations of Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. And this, as it says here, it's from monkey to tiger to mantis to eagle.
Yeah, there's like a dozen fucking styles at least.
And then we've got M. Bison's personal style, Le Drip.
Literally, he made it up to use his evil psychic powers.
Magic. Yeah. Then we've got Muay Thai. Specifically, it's AKA kickboxing, Thai kickboxing.
Well, there's different types of kickboxing. Thai is one of the few iterations that incorporate knees and elbows because usually in other forms those are banned.
Mm-hmm. Native American wrestling.
There are actual like probably native forms, but they didn't know any.
Yeah, but
they did.
I don't think any of those techniques apply to T-Hawk since he's canonically 7'2".
Yeah.
Then we've got specifically Zangief.
Oh yeah, Soundbow. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
bear hugs and pile drivers. And then I'm not gonna try and even pronounce what Ryu and Ken are. It essentially means, it's the assassin's fist.
If you're wondering, karate came from basically splicing several kung fu styles with Okinawan like martial arts, and it just got emigrated to Japan.
Yeah, it got changed later in the series, but whatever.
Shotokan's actually one of the most common versions of. That's the most common iteration of karate that's used as McDojos. So
speaking of which, Spanish ninjutsu,
aka fake and gay.
If you're
wait, no, go back like a page. It shows like not even a page before Savate, Spanish ninjutsu. Even they couldn't figure it out.
He doesn't. Vega's fighting style is fucking weird cage fighting.
He flies around the damn screen. That's what he does.
He literally climbs the walls. Anyway, the special ninja maneuvers like claw wiming.
Also, special forces. There's an actual term for it. It's called like MICMAP if you're the U.S. I know the British have their own version.
But they know it's an encompass of the techniques of boxing, jiu-jitsu, karate, and a bunch of other shit. It's all about surprise blows.
Well, actually, the official style of military martial arts is traditionally a combination of grappling, judo, and a little bit of wrestling, and occasionally strikes.
Anyway, sumo. Sumo is sumo.
Yeah, it's
I
two
think we.
fat men slap
I
each
think
other.
people. Yeah, and push each
Mhm.
other. Yeah, pushing and grappling and slapping. DJ, Western kickboxing.
There's a million styles, the most common of which that I can think of is Sagat.
I
Yeah.
also there's Taibo.
Taibo's common too.
Yeah. Then we move on to Chun-Li. Wushu.
I think there's and there's other types of whoosh. Good job.
Yeah, just
Good
don't
job.
think about it. Don't think about any of this too hard. And then
I'm
of course we've got
surprised
fucking
none of
Chi.
them knew Krav Maga.
Well, we don't have. Well, you see,
Yeah.
there weren't any Jewish people here.
That's
No
their
Jews.
problem.
Israel is not represented in the Street Fighter universe.
Well, no, they are. They're the main funders for the matches around the world that are not funded by M. Bison.
Funnily enough, later in the series, they actually got someone from the fucking United Arab Emirates. In case you're wondering, he's the rich. He's quite. He's the rich. He's the rich tech and culturally hip son of an oil baron.
You know, if they ever get an Irish guy, it'd be kind of neat to see collar and elbow style wrestling, where he just kind of grabs and throws you, and that's his big thing. Is he's a grappler thrower. Because the gimmick with collar and elbow wrestling is you have to latch on to the shoulder and the elbow, and you're not allowed to let go.
I can't think of any Street Fighter characters from Ireland, but anyway, moving on. Chi.
Also known as Ki.
Chi. Essentially, as they flatly just kind of put
Also
it here,
Qigong, I think.
it's kind of magic. It's kind of
It's
just
all
magic.
the same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the fighting spirit that allows you to do anime moves. It's the same
Special
thing that
moves,
allows
such
Kenshiro
as
to explode you.
Hadouken, Sonic Boom, Yoga Fire.
You can
And then
also
we've got
explode
Dark
people with
Ki.
Fist of the North Star style bullshit. So yeah.
And then we've got Dark Ki, which M. Bison uses. No one knows how he got these powers, but he does.
It's magic. I ain't
Also
got
Akuma himself,
Yeah.
because he uses the dark variant.
Yeah,
of
but he was still kind of a secret character at this point, so
Yeah.
they don't want to have. They're probably trying not to. spoil him
Capcom
too much
probably
here.
like held a gun to White Wolf, saying, "You better not fucking talk about him."
But taking which, with every martial art, you need someone to teach you, even if in Blanka's case it was the forest.
He literally watched monkeys fight, and that is how he learned his. I'm just gonna call his style the Rampage style. Electric Rampage.
Monkey style.
Ughead.
Also, apparently, in this book, Goken, the guy who trained Ken and Ryu, is the pinnacle of honor among Street Fighters, which the code of Street
What a
Fighting is
load of
derived
horse
from.
shit.
Yeah, no.
No,
They're-
Goken was an asshole too at times.
But essentially, the way Street Fighting Honor works is, so long as you don't kill your opponent, it's typically considered fine. Even if the
That's
blow
why
is
Goken.
lethal.
That's why Goken knows a style where you instantly kill people.
Yeah, that's.
I only know
essentially-
this because of the fucking show and expanded stuff.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, Akuma.
Considering
What
yeah.
Akuma does, he's the unrestrained version of Ryu's
Yeah,
style
but
of martial
even
arts.
just more like basic examples, Vega quite literally uses knives and a claw.
Also, didn't Vega like lose his shit when he got his face injured or something?
He always does that. Yeah, he's a narcissist. But yeah, he fucking uses knives and a claw to fucking kill people. But so long as he doesn't kill his opponent, it's completely fine and by the rules.
There's also honor, the code of the Street Fighter. They live
Yeah,
and fight a harsh rule to the core
that was
freedom.
kind of what I was getting into. It's kind of non-existent, but if we're going by the rules here, essentially, you have to fight honorably in the sense that people have to kind of know what they're getting into. So if you bring the claw, they have to kind of see it. You can't hide it, and it's generally accepted there. There's a limit to like what weapons you can bring in, and among other things. Even though that gets tossed out later when in 3, a guy literally shows up with a squad of soldiers with guns and grenades.
Yeah. Basically, if you're a cheating asshole, you get boycotted by these fights. Although at that point, I don't think it'd matter because you could just gun down the pigs. You know. I don't know what this bit of art's supposed to be of the person kneeling.
I think this might have been from another White Wolf line that just got slapped in here.
Maybe it might have been a failed
either that,
Kindred
or
of
it's
the
supposed to
East,
be.
right?
I think it's supposed to be an encompassing of chi.
Or it's just lost vampire art. That's what I'm going
The
with.
real fucking weird stuff's on the next page, but we gotta keep going. Go to glory. But honor is not the most important thing for Street Fights. No, there's glory.
Yep. Also breaking the code. You already went through that. Sorry. So yeah, glory is another big thing. Basically attention. Oh my God! Look at this gremlin-looking motherfucker.
I know, Monkey Man, literal Monkey Man.
Wait,
It's Sun Wukong fighting Egg Fu.
It's Sun Wukong fighting Bald Bull's even more Down
Asian
syndrome
cousin.
brother.
Central Asian. No, it's Bald Bull's Central Asian and
Special
cousin.
needs cousin.
yeah.
Look at the guy standing in the distance, like the Moai fucking looking motherfucker.
Anyway,
I don't have eyes.
Anyway, some Street Fighters form teams. Most don't, but teams are a thing for especially for multi-round fights.
Basically, this is trying to explain like
tournament rules.
Well, not just tourney rules, but like your 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 fights that also happen.
Or tag fights.
A team needs a name, so you can unironically show up with like random assholes you make and call them Team 3-Star.
And but of course, you always need a goal, which could be I want to win the tournament, or I need to defeat Shadow Lu to. You know what? Hey, can we actually? I don't know. Can we just beat this one asshole? Anything.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why these shit stains are working together.
Same thing with working. That's essentially.
You gotta work together because in the dangerous world of illegal street fighting, where the police just kind of don't shoot
ignore it.
You
they just don't outright ignore it. And they just don't outright ignore it happening.
I just realized, it'd be a great idea for a Street Fighter character, because I'm envisioning the Mafia is heavily involved, like a fucking Gambino crime family member.
Oh, yeah.
Leg breaker.
Like a Gambino leg breaker that's mastered, like, kickboxing or something.
No, he hasn't even done that. He just has a baseball bat.
A baseball bat and, like, a fucking...
like a sawn-off shotgun.
Move.
I mean, at some points, politicians have stepped into street fighting.
Oh my God! So the gag image of Ron Paul in Ryo's outfit could work. This is the picture you chose.
I mean, because they later merged the Street Fighter world with Final Fight. Haggard is technically a Street Fighter.
Hagrid?
No, not Haggard. Not Haggard. Haggard. You don't know Mike Haggard?
Mike Haggard.
Mike Haggard.
Respect the pipe. Respect it. He's the big Jonah Jameson motherfucker in Ultimate Capcom versus Marvel 3.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
He's honestly. Like this big burly motherfucker who was mayor of a city who decided to fight shit like Galactus and the Hulk.
He also he fought crime. He fought crime by literally going out and punching the criminals,
or literally grabbing a lead pipe and beating them to death with it.
Okay, so Hagrid, but with a shave.
Yeah, and a political career. Anyway, moving on. Going from teams, we have managers, because do you really think the people who engage in street fighting know how to do things like logistics?
They're trying to make this Street Fighter, but this to me just sounds like I can create the ultimate Punch-Out RPG experience.
Yeah, oh yeah! Oh my gosh! I would love to play a Punch-Out game.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially,
float like a butterfly, sting like a mosquito. Doc, Balrog's punched my brain out of my head.
Yeah, and essentially, as it says, the manager is pretty much something that the storyteller will have to take care of, because no one is going to dedicate a player to making a manager.
Joke's on you. You don't know how people fucking do.
Yeah. Anyway,
You underestimate the power of autism, White Wolf.
but speaking of autism, we have to of course talk about the actual tournaments themselves.
Ah, yes, the tournament arcs, the highest paying part of a manga.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to talk about them until chapter 8.
God fucking damn it.
But of course, Street Fighters also have hectic lives outside the ring, where they'll have to deal like things like marriage, bills, annoying neighbors,
You say that,
landlords,
but I'm just
who won't fix
envisioning
the pipes.
Blanka terrorizing a village by stealing all of their fish, gnawing on it while it's raw, and then getting shot at by the fucking village.
They want to make it seem like you'll be doing things like espionage and other things, but the reality for most of you weird fucking essentially murder not
Murder
what's the term without the murder
Fight
Uh,
hobo?
you're a step down from a murder hobo. You're just
A
like
punchy hobo.
Yeah.
An agent of chaos.
That's pretty much right.
Yeah, good enough.
And then of course we have to of course go over the geography, because Street Fighter is a international game where it's an equal opportunities fight to get beat up in the streets of Brazil,
I'm just.
or
I'm
getting
sorry.
beat up on an American military base,
Yeah.
getting beat up on the Great Wall of fucking China,
Getting
Okay,
beaten up
shipwrecked on a boat. That's another
Okay.
level.
Those are, I mean, if you want to get beat up on a military base, all you really have to do is rush through a guard point.
Specifically,
Yeah, but imagine like the
fight-
soldiers and the mechanics on the airbase fucking cheering you on as you're just punching
Yeah, well,
the shit out of their
Guile.
commanding officer.
Yeah.
And getting beat up in the Brazil.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that Guile getting his ass kicked and the men are still cheering.
Yeah, like you just see like the crazy Brazilian monkey man just like rampaging through the fucking army.
Electrocuting Guile.
Speaking of Brazil, I'm pretty sure all you have to do to get beat up in the streets of Brazil is be there.
Yeah. But unlike others, I think you get cheered on by literal wildlife as you're beating up Blanka. There's no one there.
Also, if you go to fight Dalsum in India, elephants will cheer.
Oh,
Elephants.
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 And there's
Yeah,
arenas across the world.
This whole section is just really fluff. It's just describing places where you could have a fight.
So
Yeah,
like you do a Bangkok whorehouse, a crack den outside of
And
Camden.
you see, I was right. T-Hawk's arena is Mexico. It's just Mexico. It's just Mexico.
Imagine if they just
What?
refluffed T-Hawk as like a lucha libre motherfucker.
Yeah, so in this case, Adam, it's not the American government's fault T-Hawk's tribe is living in absolute poverty. It's the Mexican government's fault.
That sounds about right, though.
Let's see.
And now evil, corrupt Shadowloo is stealing their lands and presumably invading Mexico.
No, that's just what T-Hawk thinks. In reality, the Parti Revolutionary Institute, the PRI just stole it for their fucking operations.
And T-Joy just has a bar he likes to hang out in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I like how it mentions in South America, crime can be found hidden in the jungles in the form of secret smuggler bases or ex-Nazi hideouts.
Yeah.
That just took a weird turn.
Yeah, you can.
Speaking of which, look at the image below on this page.
Oh, and they even give you the locations from the stick. Oh God.
It's Hawaii Honda.
This man's face is about to explode out of his body.
What?
I love that fucking laughing face he's got on. Like,
hey, it's Ben 10's uncle with a tan beating up a crackhead. He also doesn't have a foot.
While Lula girls dance.
The crackhead doesn't have a normal foot. It's a birth defect foot.
I don't know that's a boot.
No, that's not a boot. It's the same color as his skin.
That's a very bad boot.
No.
Anyway, moving. And then we've got, and then even the Japanese acknowledge that Russia is not European or Asian.
Yeah.
We all acknowledge that it's not the USSR anymore.
Cammy has a castle, by the way.
It's Cammy's castle. It's not.
These are all the locations, yeah.
Yeah. And then of course we've got Africa, which has nothing.
Literally nothing.
And
Well,
the Middle East,
rural
which has
areas that
which
emerged
has
from
less than
Africa.
nothing. In the Middle East, which has less than nothing.
Also,
by the way, here's
do you like
here's Wolverine from Weapon X fighting Ryu.
It's literally Techno Barbarian versus Ryu as a bootleg. It's a Techno Barbarian, probably about to scream "Witness me."
He's trying to kick him in the dick.
And anyway, moving on to India. As I mentioned before, India's Dalson's temple. Elephants line the walls and trumpet for the winner. Cobras reside in large urns and peek their heads out.
It's literally just describing the location, and then Southeast Asia has been given birth to many of them. Blah,
and then Southeast Asia, where it mentions the little known country of Murganka.
Murganka, yeah. Oh, I didn't even know it had a name.
It may not have had it until this book.
Also, Sagat's little retreat.
No, first off, I need to listen to the lore of Maganka. Bison founded it with the aid of his psychic powers. Using information he learned by mind reading the world leaders, he blackmailed his country into existence.
So what is so this is
It's
Luxembourg.
a micronation. It's like if the guy who, you know, that one guy who has that micro country out in fucking Arizona or whatever.
Yeah.
He did
it's
that.
like if he knew. It's like if he knew. Like, let's put it this way. It's like if he had the sex tape. It's like if he had a sex tape about the president having gay love with the Secretary of Defense. and he threatened to unveil it to the news unless they made him a real country.
It's probably just a crack shack on an island.
Mm-hmm. It's apparently like just a base, essentially. Like it's just a military base with like a few villages around it. And of course, because it's a real people country, Interpol can't come in there and kill him.
Yeah, they can.
Well, no, not legally.
Do you think that, Matt? Do you think that really matters?
That don't fucking matter.
Yeah, and apparently it's right next door to Thailand too.
It's probably an island off the coast, because
No, it's in the jungles. It's mentioned it's in the jungle.
No, I mean the shitty little island.
Ah. Anyway, China. We've got two people. We've got Fei Long's temple where he practices, and Chung Li's village market.
Oh yeah, that's where like you see people laughing at Chun-Li as she gets her ass destroyed by.
Also, speaking of which, for the record, all these locations are Hong Kong because Interpol in mainland China.
What a hilarious joke. Also, Japan. Oh look, Scotland. It's fat bastard after taking steroids.
It's the amazing blonde twink versus the Highlander.
It's fat bastard after his weight loss plan. Taking all the steroids.
And then for
it punched me in the gut, laddie. It wouldn't have hurt me even before I took the diet.
And then we've got for locations, Ryu's dojo rooftop. You literally just
I don't think Ryu's capable of running a dojo. He's too obsessed with kung fu.
Yeah. And then E Honda's bathhouse is his location.
The literal.
You find the bathhouse with a bunch of naked sumos in the back cheering you all on. But no, what listen is Honda often invites the challengers to relax before and after the fight, attended by beautiful geisha girls.
You know, the funny thing is, the best part is these are all actual stages because it's literally just describing them
also,
to
by
you.
the way, in case you were wondering what Honda's first name is, it's not like some weird thing. His name is Edmund.
Edmund.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it says courtesy of Edmund Honda.
What?
Remember, this game was made by Japanese people.
So does that
they
mean
willingly named their sumo guy Edmund.
So what you're saying is he was probably like a California or Hawaii Japanese guy who went back to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then for Australia, they have it's nothing, but it's more, but it's less, but it's a little more nothing than Middle
No,
East.
it's less nothing. The sport's catching on there, unlike those Middle Easterners who don't know nothing about anything.
No, the Middle East gets 1 paragraph. This gets 2.
The Outback holds rumor of a hot new fighter, a fellow who has somehow learned powerful kicks from kangaroos and weird magic from Aboriginal shamans. Whether this mysterious fella, if he exists, will show himself to the world remains to be seen. I'm
So
just
what
imagining.
you're saying is I could totally have a oh my god, the ultimate crackhead who like takes a fucking massive cocktail of drugs and hulks out.
Yeah,
No,
and then we've got to talk about
not
the fans.
drugs. Not drugs.
Oh,
Petrol. He just
Yeah.
starts huffing
Toss petrol.
petrol.
And now we got to talk about the fans, the people who live near the arenas and show up to these fights regularly.
I'm just envisioning it's just oh look, they're about to beat up the Monkey Man again. Let's watch it.
The way a Street Fighter deals with his fans is up to them. They can ignore them or devote lots of time to them. A Street Fighter who is good with their fans might find unexpected allies when they need it. If he needs to chase down a fleeing crime boss, a nearby fan might just give him a call. Or the whole campaign get really lost, get off track when the players get really invested in this one fan's marital problems. The DM is screaming internally because he just wanted to do a fucking tournament arc, but now they won't let him.
I'm just envisioning Ryu going back to his like isolated dojo. I don't think he would be able to run one. I don't think he has the patience for it.
And he probably just goes there. He probably doesn't even. Maybe he owns it, but he doesn't run it.
He goes there just for a break before he goes to Journey to fight more strong guys, and there's just like an army of fangirls like sleeping there, and he just has no expression as he leaves before they wake up.
Oh wait a minute! I just gotta read this. I'm sorry. Fans might be necessary for the success of some of your adventures inside the arena. For instance, the Amazon guide.
Encourage them stalking you. Encourage them trying to snip locks of your hair.
And she may be the only. She might be the only one to find Blanka who can guide you in the jungle. Or
encourage
the
fans watching you while you sleep.
Let me finish.
Adam, shut up.
Or the workers in Zangief's factory may be the only ones who know what's going on with the rumored UFO crash in Siberia.
Cool!
Alien.
We gotta fight the aliens!
We gotta punch them, specifically.
We gotta punch the aliens.
The Siberian aliens. No. So wait, no, I know the perfect thing. M. Bison is the cause of the Tunguska incident.
No, M. Bison is an alien all along.
And he's the cause of Tunguska.
No. The UFO crash was Lord Xenu coming to fight M. Bison.
Only one of us will rule this universe by the end of it.
Yeah, and the next thing is just trouble. It's just possible antagonists. You can either go with
I'm honestly sorry. I didn't expect there to be aliens.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't either. I wasn't expecting this kind of deep lore. Anyway, trouble. We've got the kind of sort of government, sort of terrorist, sort of criminal organization as Shadowloo, which is also kind of a cult.
Cult/terrorist/ cartel.
Everything. And they've. Oh my god! Look at that Chun-Li image. It's horrifying.
Oh god!
No, the one and also Balrog right
Wait.
below.
The Balrog by Rob Liefeld.
It's a double dose of bad. Look at it.
Oh, my bones are being crushed.
I'm not smiling like this because I'm happy. I'm smiling like this because my face is getting stretched. Help!
I'm about to become Nemesis. Help me. Actually, he looks like it almost looks like Nemesis before the surgeries.
Well, from the top up, the bottom up. But anyway, it's essentially one of the main themes of your campaign is probably going to be fighting Shadow in some way or another.
Yep. Many tentacles, so just kind of standard gangs.
Yeah, you can fight their. Yeah. You got to fight their henchmen, corrupt law enforcement, renegade crime lords. Yeah.
And it's the campaign event against Shadowloo, but honestly, I think punching aliens is a better fucking campaign idea.
Yeah.
Also, that's the plot of the unofficial sequel to Punch-Out that involved Mike Tyson.
Yes. Anyway, we move on to Chapter 3, the Darudes.
All
Oh my
games have
god!
rules.
Oh my god! I just thought of a horrible idea for a character. Jorgen von Strangles.
Jorgen von Strangle.
The weird Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking fairy yard parents.
I come
Oh,
I come
yeah.
from Fairy World to beat some sense into you all.
I was thinking of Leslie Bogan, a random drunk Australian man who got involved in this.
I'm just
I like the
envisioning, you know, that crackhead. Okay, so I'm currently running a not Shadowrun, a Cyberpunk game, and there's this recurring crackhead in it. I'm just him as a Street Fighter, where he gains his powers based on how blitzed he is on drugs. Because it
Yeah.
unleashes his ki. It's like opening the gates where it destroys his body, but he gains great powers as he's fighting.
But yes, the one thing is a note about combat in Street Fighter the RPG is that typically, especially when you're using the system, combat works a bit differently, kind of. Well, it's not really, but it's more just things are kind of a bit more crazy.
Well, yeah,
Because
look at the next picture where it's. Fuck if I know. This looks like something I'd see in a
it's
Marvel.
a character. This looks like a cyberpunk thing.
No, it feels like Marvel.
It's a cyber succubus fighting Swamp Thing.
Yeah, this is like edgy Marvel 90s in a nutshell. This is like
Yeah.
gender swapped
Yeah.
Cable fighting Swamp Man Thing.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
there's the thing here. There's time, and it tells you
Yeah.
how it works.
There are turns which you take in combat. There are rounds which are 10
Official.
turns.
Basically, in a tournament or an actual street fight match, it would be the round.
The timer is
like
10 rounds. Timer is 10 rounds.
Yep.
If you're both still standing, whoever has the most health by the end wins.
Well, no, it's usually 2 to 3 depending on.
Wait, as in whoever won, as in essentially won that round.
Yep.
Then we've got scenes, which can encompass rounds, but like they're just generally like, okay, you've made it to your apartment, and okay, you're done here. Next scene, etc.
Yep, it can range from that, or you're punching the drug lord.
A chapter is generally a session.
Story is the whole thing.
Well, a story is the whole, and a chronicle is the entire game typically.
Yep. To use Dragon Ball, since it has tournaments, a turn would be like a fight, a couple punches. A round would be that fight, not the whole fight necessarily, but the stage of the fight. The scene could be the whole fucking fight, or just the training montage. A chapter would be your the stage of the saga, like how the androids started with them worrying about 19 and 20, and then 18 and 17 and 16, and then Cell.
Yep.
That would be your chapters, and the whole story would be the android saga, and then you'd get the chronicle, which is DBZ.
Anyway, moving on to action. Since we've done some storyteller things, you mind if we skip the actions and rolling dice and go into
It uses D10s, and
crazy.
ratings is how hard stuff is.
Well, yeah. Well, in this case, ratings is also how you describe your traits. For instance, normal people have a trait of 2.
Yep, average is 2, 5 is amazing, 0 is non-existent and abysmal.
No one can have 0, essentially.
Well, you can.
You can, but like you really, it's like it's you have to be trying to get 0.
Or you could just be raised by monkeys like Blanka was. That's why his social interactions is 0.
Yep.
Anyway, you throw dice pools. Difficulty is a big thing. This is old world darkness style. So the way it works is your average success is 6. Ones will remove successes and can actually take you into failure if you roll more ones than successes. Basically, there's a difference between old and new World of Darkness. Old and new storyteller. Old storyteller, your bar is 6, and ones remove successes. In new storyteller, your bar is 8, and ones don't remove successes.
But they do cancel criticals.
They cancel criticals, and if you don't have any successes and a 1, you can get a critical failure still. But you need multiple ones of those.
And regardless of both systems, a 10 is a critical, which means you get to roll that die again.
Yep.
Which is the exploding die. And that kind of follows the same thing with difficulties, essentially.
And they even give
Like,
you a
obviously, it means
basic
how many
code, which
dice
I
you're going
like.
to need. Yeah, how many dice you're going to need to succeed.
I actually like that they give you a standard example. This is the first of them that does that.
Yeah, 3 dice, easy. It's pretty hard to fail.
You have to screw
4,
up.
normal shit. 4 is like normal shit. Like, are you able to drive under these semi-stressful conditions?
Are you able to cook these eggs without burning them?
No.
With Blanka, it's always no. He just eats them raw, shell and all. That's his
Or
style
no
cooking.
better. No better. He rolled a 10 and a 1, which made him boil the egg to perfection and then ate it raw, and then ate it with the shell
and all.
Yeah, then he ate it shell and all.
I'm sorry, Blanka's my go-to because he's just a fucking wild animal.
And then also, of course,
right and
some things don't. Not everything needs to be rolled, and the GM should fucking understand this.
I know. I always love silly examples
but sometimes like it does need to be pointed out that sometimes you don't need to make your players roll for everything.
Ryu critically fails dressing in a tuxedo, so he just shows up in his martial arts uniform and he just says, "Don't ask about it." When
Better. He shows up but in the suit, but the suit like is torn off, showing off his guns. And there's forms of action. Like, this is more just storyteller stuff in general. It doesn't have to do with the with Street Fighter in particular.
I do like how though that they show the standard difficulties.
Yeah, that is actually a pleasant thing, considering I don't think they had that.
They explain it in the others, but this is the one that really just spells it out. Like, okay, dum. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And here, yeah, we already covered rule of 1, automatic successes. Sometimes you just get them.
Rule. Yeah, and then of course there's the golden rule, which is the unspoken rule, which is make the game fun.
Yeah, like
if the rules get in the way of fun, bend them.
Like here's the thing. Ken probably shouldn't have to roll anything to drive because, tech playboy. Blanka, on the other hand, probably would because he's Animal Man that doesn't know how to drive.
Mm-hmm. But if that's not, if you guys really need to just get over there, like, and the players really want to get it, maybe just don't let him have this one. Yeah, it's DM discretion, and please don't make your player suffer. And then of course we've got the next page we've got Dalsum showing off what a yoga lifestyle will get you,
which are elephants touching you inappropriately.
Now I was gonna say, look at that man's corded body.
Look at the elephant's trunk about to grab him.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that snake about to bite him in the junk.
Don't worry. As in his own setting things, he telepathically controls it.
Dalsum wants it to bite him there.
Also, note the small human-sized skulls that he wears. They're not as big as his head. Note they're not as big as his head.
Those are the skulls of my failed students.
And now we get to how to make your own Street Fighter, the thing probably everyone was looking forward to.
This is the reason you probably clicked this. And I don't blame you. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, aliens.
Potential aliens. You need to be aware of the 5 concepts to create your character. You need to create a character. You can create a character from any age, nation, or etc.
So you could have the reptilian alien or the gray alien from the Russian Crash
you begin the game inexperienced, who has only recently graduated from whatever the School of Hard fucking Knocks.
The Road of Ultimate.
Mm-hmm. You don't know much about Street Fighter Society, which is why you'll need a sensei or a manager. This is the character creation is meant to give you an exciting character that'll provide you interesting opportunities to interact with others. Yep. Remember, a character is not just a bunch of numbers; it's a story in the thing.
Unless you're a Russian dictator, in which case you are just a number.
Mm-hmm. Or China. The character creation system is a purchase system with no dice rolling involved. You get to purchase your traits and bonuses.
Basically, standard storytelling where it's, I believe, what was it, 753 for your basically you have a certain amount of points you can dedicate to certain parts, and you just spend.
And then you've got freebie points, which you can add to your dots.
Yep,
so
which allows you to customize.
Yeah. One is as they went over before. 1 is bad, 5 is awesome.
Yeah, well, yeah, and 2 is average. Like bare basic is as 2.
And I like how they actually have to mention this. They mention this because I actually completely agree. It's your responsibility to make a character that fits within your group, aka, don't just make a character that you think will be fun, but is completely clash with everything and drain the fun from the game for everyone else.
So if
That's
people, I
that's
like that.
actually a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Not
there's
enough
not like
books
I don't
do
think
that.
anyone. I think we can all agree there's nothing wrong with creating a character you like, but if you're going to create a character that actively saps the fun from the rest of the group, like it completely breaks everything they're trying to do.
Like, let's say
Like,
they're playing a group of Street Fighters, like, you got the Interpol agent, and you got, like, the native from Southeast Asia who hates Shadowloo for what they've done, and then you got, like, other people
Bozo
that
the
are screwed
Clown.
over, and then you just have the clown kung fu master who is literally just in it for the chaos.
And that, no, even that could have worked. But the fact that you go out of your way to
Be
take
as
every bit of tension
disruptive
out
as
of everything,
possible.
and you essentially you want to have your story, but you won't let anyone else have theirs.
Or if you're
Actually-
going goofy, like you have the Rigelian, the gray UFO kung fu martial artist who's come down to Earth to fight the strongest guys. You have like a ventriloquist, you have like a fucking the clown guy again, and you have like the drug addict who sees machine elves. Probably don't bring the super serious Avenger to that group.
Unless you like having the piss taken out of you.
Because those 3 will take the piss out of everything you try to do.
Mm-hmm. And also, you might kind of ruin the vibe for them. Yep, and storytelling creation.
Not enough books do that.
Yeah, it's a minor thing, but I actually got to give them props for that. Like, it's just like say like it's as I put it, like it's your responsibility to have fun, but it's also your responsibility to make sure you're making a character that can work within the group.
You know what I also will say? I think this might be the most friendly to people who aren't a fan of White Wolf in general.
Oh yeah, it's missing a lot
Because
of
it's
missing
goofier.
like a lot of the work stick. Yeah.
It's simpler
Also,
and it's goofier.
also I like the character creation chart here because it's pretty forward.
It's direct, forward, just tells you what you need and what you need and how to get out.
Mm-hmm. And even like use it, and it gives you all like how much everything's worth, etc.
Yep, and they even give you styles, and that they might and they actually explain more in chapter 6, so it'll probably teach you how to include other styles. So I mentioned Savate a lot. So let's say I want to make like a French Foreign Legionnaire kind of dude who's trained in Africa and he's a Savate master. It would probably tell me how I would stat out Savate, which that sounds pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, it'd probably be similar to Western kickboxing. So you'd have less, more
even here they have
willpower,
a
but less
concept.
ki.
Even here they have a concept for soldier green beret. That essentially be what you want.
Yep. They give you backgrounds, so you got ally. Basically, it's a more simple version of backgrounds too, which is really sweet. It's really direct. It's really direct. It just shows you all the stuff, the price tags,
with
where
directly
the techniques
with links
are.
with links to more fleshed out version of what you're looking at.
Looks like
Also,
Chun-Li
they-
spinning bird kicking all the
Also,
help.
as a Street Fighter character, you start with 10 health dots, which, if I can remember old world more, that's actually a good amount. That's actually a good
That's
amount.
really beefy.
Yeah,
I think on average you
makes
start
sense.
with like 7.
Which makes sense because even if you're not a particularly good Street Fighter, you are expected to be able to probably kick some good punches and kicks, unlike, say, Jeff from accounting.
Oh god, I'm just envisioning the accountant Street Fighter who just snaps one day in the office and like decides to take out the entitled rage of a middle-aged bureaucrat upon the world. Can't you see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be quite beautiful.
And his weapons, he like throws pencils as fucking darts.
And the art.
He has a
Actually, the
slide
art on the next
ruler
page
as
is
a
really
weapon.
fucking good. As we move into character creation, look at the art on the next page of character concepts.
I can see your thoughts.
Or in this case, it's gonna die.
Oh no, I'm thinking what happened is this guy is like screaming in horror as he's reading this dude's mind as he's thinking about the sick fetishes he has. Oh!
Why would you want to do that to SpongeBob?
Sonic was not made for this. Anyway, yeah. Concept's easily enough. That's something
I
that's
came
maybe
up with
going
a
to be
couple
explained.
good ones already.
Yeah. Like you don't
Yeah.
even need to explain what that is.
I
Yeah.
know, Randall, you probably want to create like an alien fighter. It's like come to Earth to sample the strongest warriors.
Either that or the clown. Like the disgruntled, angry clown.
Who uses Brazilian who uses Brazilian dancing to fight people.
No.
Can't you see the spinning clown?
You say that, but Eskrima. Filipino Eskrima dance style with sticks, only they're balloon sticks.
Yeah, and mind you, and also I like how they actually give options that even for a Street Fighter character, you don't have to just make a big dumb brute. You could be a smart fighter or maybe even a tricky fighter. Or if like you don't have to put everything into. Obviously, if you're going to be a Street Fighter, you should probably have
You probably
physical
don't
as
want your
probably
physical
not your dump
attributes
stat.
being last.
You probably shouldn't make them your dump stat, but you
could.
can.
Like the Street Fighter that specializes in setting up traps in the arena and just luring them in.
Or in the case like you're like a really good rich kid. You're like a really big rich kid who you're maybe not the best at fighting, but you are good. You're good at selling yourself.
Like you literally just play the $1 Million Man gimmick from wrestling.
Yeah.
Yep, attributes.
Yeah.
Basically that's where we are. Sorry. Choosing abilities. These are things that you also can select in order.
You have talents, you have skills, and you have knowledges.
Yep. So you can be dumb as dog shit, but have all these knowledges just from the years of wisdom.
9 dots, and you gotta prioritize. Essentially, yep. But then you've got an interesting thing, especially that moving into advantages, which isn't just backgrounds like a normal storytelling. We've got techniques.
Yep, martial arts techniques. Like those are your super moves, like the Hadoken and Sonic Boom.
This is obviously a Street Fighter only thing, and they're going to get into these on another page. But yeah, just another.
And their special moves, which again is another thing. Renown is still there. That's how famous you are throughout. Key is your equivalent of Life Boy. Oh my god, the Gimp Lucha Libre versus E Honda is the worst thing. Why is he crying? Why does E Honda look like he's? Oh no!
It's his war paint. It's his war paint.
No, but he looks so smug, and this guy looks like he's crying.
Oh no, he looks like he suffered a concussion. Doesn't it? Like
I think E Honda's about to get a new bitch. And that's what the Lucha Libre looking motherfuckers realized, much to his horror.
I shouldn't have done this.
You shouldn't have.
Also, yeah, another neat thing about health with Street Fighters, you start with 10, but if you really just want to make full wall, you can invest freebie points and get more. Which, speaking of which, you get 15 freebie points, which is more than most other character creations in White Wolf.
Yeah, so have fun making a broken ass character. You literally can.
You also, once again, as another thing, you get this one. You get combat cards. These are essentially. This is obviously more for real life things, but they're essentially you can essentially make your own fucking trading cards with like your super moves on them, and and how much they cost per round.
Yep. And you need to gain renown. You have to gain 10 temporary points to kind of turn it into a true point.
Because you might just have hype, and that hype might fade. You've got to establish a rep.
Yep, and you also have key. That's kind of your equivalent of blood points, kind of. Willpower, basically how far to go the distance. Health, simple.
And the spark of life, which is just minor other stuff about them.
Yep.
Stuff like their appearance. Stuff like their appearance, equipment. Mind you, equipment could also be. It's maybe not just completely spark of life, but I guess with Street Fighters, it's a little more because it's about who they are. And of course, there are things like quirks and what the fuck they're doing here. And yeah, I mean, I guess also sometimes they may not always be fighting. What do they do when they're not fighting?
I mean, like with the Gimp Lucha Libre there, the whole point is the identity's the mask. That's the whole
even
point
if
of it.
yeah. And then of course you've got what's your trademark? What's your signature? Like how are people going to recognize it's you?
Basically, the win taunt from the games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You literally create a goddamn win taunt.
And next up is, once again, this is another thing I like. They actually do it ever again, but they just use an example character of what someone would making their thing would be.
White Wolf often does this, but it's always nice when a book does this.
Mm-hmm.
I think even the Garbage Fire's the Thirsty Swords Lesbians does this.
Mm-hmm. They even have character things at the bottom. They even have as you scroll down it, they even have character sheets here. Here's an examples.
Yep, looking ahead, the prelude, the right technique.
Like, hey, in this case, we have this game might actually be an Irishman, considering his name, Toby Morris Andrew. Toby Morris. He's a kickboxing. He's from Ray. He's learned from Ray's kickboxing.
Team Iron Claw, Street Tough beats his chest.
And he's pretty fast. He's also a good liar, and he's got high wits. So he's a tricky dick.
He also knows how to drive. And stealth,
also,
so
he knows from anyone who knows Old White Wolf. You note that the skills are different, which kind of makes sense because some things like a cult don't really matter.
So instead, you got Arena, which is basically once you get more versed as a Street Fighter.
What are the rules? What are the rules you can exploit? What are the rules? How can you exploit them and other things?
That would be your mysteries. Style lore is how well do you know your style, like the ins and outs. And again, Arena is what do you know about Blanka's hidden village that he constantly raids and traumatizes as a monkey man who rampages through it? What do you know about Guile's Air Force Base? Like, do you know where all of the alcohol is hidden from the officer's eyes?
If you want to be maybe a little dishonorable asshole, where's Guile's journal that you can taunt him over? You can taunt him over Charlie's horrible death.
Or
and then mystery is it's vague for a reason. It can be anything.
And in Zangief's factory's case, where can you find the disappeared body of the previous factory complex director? Before the Soviets removed him for inefficiency.
And yep, just making stuff like that. It's a good example of what to do with.
And the techniques are the things that you have. So this guy is good at punching and kicking. Mm-hmm. Not great at blocking, but he has some ability.
And he's not good at focusing his key. And he ain't good at focusing his key.
He has key, but he doesn't use it.
He ain't good at focusing it. That's why the 0 dots in focus represent.
Division and rank is traditionally in tournaments. Standing, you actually get to keep a win and loss record. Like again, this is perfect for Punch-Out if you want to do a Punch-Out RPG. If you have that, like me, this would work perfectly for Punch-Out too. Because in Punch-Out, the only rules that the WVBA has is you have to wear boxing gloves. I'm not even kidding.
And you can't leave the ring.
No, you can. Great Tiger does it, and the old Chinese man that you fight in Super Punch-Out literally jumps up onto the fucking ceiling.
You can't leave the arena permanently.
Yeah, you can only do that after a fight. Case in point, when
you have to actually fight your opponent. You can't just walk out and leave. It's expected. You have gloves and you fight. That's what you do.
Yeah, and weapons are fine. Aaron Ryan and Hoi Kwan Lo use them.
Anyway, the next thing's more just fluff. It's about just what is your character? What is your group of characters? Why are they all together?
Yep. How old? When did you decide to practice arts? Who is your teacher?
Establish this shit. Don't just go into this saying, I don't know.
Because you have to get into their head, Pumpkin.
And we've got this wonderful, once again, Capcom-looking art of E. Honda being so fucking mad that someone interrupted him cleaning his bathhouse that he fucking breaks tile when he slams his foot down.
You don't understand! There's black mold in this place! Don't come in! I'm not ready for the fight! He's so angry.